So this topic is the fifth semester and EE 504A switchgear and protection subject. In that one, the classification of switchgear and fuses. Now, so on completion of this topic, you would be able to know the salient points of fuses, classification of HV fuses, construction and operation of HV fuses. The HV in that one, HV cartridge fuse, liquid fuse, and expulsion fuse. Now, let us see what do you mean by the fuses. Once again, already we have seen in LV voltage system. Now, fuses are the most older and simplest method of protecting rural networks. So there is no method as simple as fuses, but don't be tricked. Modern fuses are very reliable devices. That means, so here fuses, KitKat fuses, or simply analog fuses. It will take the time to break the circuit whenever the overload comes or short circuit current comes. It will take the time lag, but we cannot detect the fault current immediately. So the fuse is advanced nowadays, the MCB, miniature circuit breaker. Now I can see this is the fuse. This is also cartridge fuse. This is a closed fuses. This is a semi-enclosed fuse. Here the glass fuse is generally you are observed in stabilizers, whereas the KitKat fuses are generally used in open semi-enclosed fuses in domestic applications. And this is the HRG fuses generally used in industrial purposes, in LT cases. Now, what do you mean by the fuse? How it will works? So already I've seen this figure. Now let us see. The fuse is a current interrupting device which breaks or opens the circuit by fusing the element when the current in the circuit exceeds a certain value. That is the predefined value. If it exceeds the current, then automatically the material which is used for a fuse element will heat up and it reaches to the melting point and breaks the line. Now you can see this one circuit diagram. Operation of fuse. So under normal condition, what load is a bulb load connected and a fuse and a switch in series. This one. Now when I close the switch, the current circuit is closed as per the KVL law, and the current will flows in a closed circuit, and the current will flows and load will work. You can see here. Now I close this one. The current is passing through the circuit. The bulb is the blinking. That means it is a operating. Now in this case, under normal condition, the fuse is allowing a normal current without heating it at any temperature. That means whenever the current passing through the heating element, it has some resistance. This current is try to produce the heat energy. That heat energy may not melt this material under normal condition. Now, in this case, if I going to overload this one or short circuit in a closed loop at any point, then what is happening? As per theoretically, the current is increased enormously. So at that condition, I square RT by J, the heat is developed is very high, and the heat is cumulative when time passes. When the temperature reaches its melting point, the fuse metal will melt. You can see here, I'm going to forcefully creating the one earth fault, LG fault, line and ground fault in a circuit. Then what will the current, whether it's continuously flowing or it will stop, or what is the position of the bulb, you can understand easily. Now here I created the fault, earth fault creator. Then what is happened? when the fault current is very high, the fuse where you can see that there is a spark. The spark is nothing but a high temperature, 3000 degrees centigrades. This temperature easily melt the fuse element and break the circuit. Then the current is stopped. It is not flowing in the circuit. You can observe this. Now, coming to the some terms regarding to the fuse element. What are the terms? Rated current. Rated current means, so before melting the fuse element, what is the current? That current is a rated current. Up to rated current, the fuse will work perfectly without any heating. That is the meaning. Now, what is the definition? It is the current that a fuse can carry without getting heated. So that is under normal condition, the rated current, which is the predefined current, passes through the fuse element. That current is known as the rated current. Next, fusing current. Fusing means which is the current we is going to fuse it. Fuse it means melt it, nothing but. That is the more than rated current. Now, it is the minimum value of the current at which the fuse is elements. The fuse is melts. That means, for example, suppose for example, one fuse having the 5 amperes rating. The 5 amperes is regarding to the rated current. If 5.1 ampere, that is the fusing current. So more than 5 amperes, that is a fusing current. 5.1 more than the 5.5 amperes, it is a fusing current. So now that is the meaning. Now how we are going to find that fusing current? The fusing current I is equal K into d to the power of 3 by 2 value. What is the K? What is the D? K is the constant of fuse element. So that is used based on the fusing element. The fusing element may be aluminum, copper, silver, and any type of the conductive material. Generally, we are going to use it, the alloy of the lead and tin material generally. Okay, now that is a K dependent on the different materials. Now D is the diameter of the conductor. So the diameter also plays a vital role in fusing current. Now let us see, if you know the K value, if you know the diameter of the fusing element, we are going to find the fusing current. So here is a K is equal constant of the fuse element. Now you can see here the value of the fuse constant K for D in mm, the diameter in mm at that condition K value. For example, tin having the 12.8 is the K value, whereas the lead value is the 10.8, copper having the 80, the aluminum having the 59. These are the K values. If you know the K values, and at the same time, if you know the D value, then we are going to find that what is the fusing current. And at the same time, you can observe here also the melting point of the fusing elements at Celsius. For example, you can see the silver, generally it melts 980 degrees centigrades. That means if the fusing current try to create the heat energy up to the 980 degrees centigrades, then the silver fuse will melts. So time passes, the heat increases cumulatively. When it reaches to the melting point, then at 980 degrees centigrades of silver, then it automatically breaks. That is a melting point in Celsius. So for example, you can take the copper. Copper having the high melting temperature, 1090 degrees centigrades is required. That means the current which is flowing through the fuse element try to build up the temperature nearly 1090 for copper. At the same time, the 80 is the K value, D is the diameter of the conductor. So based on this one, we are going to get the what is the minimum fusing current value. What is the fusing current value? We can easily calculate it based on the K value and D value. At the same time, we know that the melting points are generally used fuse elements in our electrical engineering. At that so same you can see that specific rho value also is in silver is the 16, tin is the 112, zinc is the 60, and lead is the 210. The ohm meters, that is a specific resistance. Whereas the copper having the less resistance, you can observe among this one is the copper, and the silver is the very less resistivity value. So these are the things you should remember. Now, another term regarding to the fusing factor. The fusing factor is, it is defined as the ratio of minimum fusing current to the current rating of fuse element. So what we have seen previously, one example. So where is the rated current is a 5 amperes and fusing current is a 5.1 ampere. Now, what is the fusing factor? Fusing factor is a ratio of minimum fusing current by rated current. That is the 5.1 by 5 value. That is equal, what will happen? So more than one value will get into 100%. That means, so it is a ratio of minimum fuse current to the current rating of the fuse element. That is the fusing factor. So its value is always more than 1 because 5.1 divided by 5 value. So automatically it is greater than the 1 value, as a fusing current will be more than the current rating of fuse. Now, classification of fuses. You can see here the electric fuses are mainly classified into two types. That depends on input supply voltages. So whether it is a voltage is using LT voltage, HT voltage, and high voltage. That is a EHT, extra high voltage, and supertension voltages. So these are the fuses. Now they are the AC fuses as well as the DC fuses. Now you can see the classification. The fuses are classified based on different current, based on the first of the current, whether AC current or DC current. So DC fuses are the very minimum possible type of the minimum types of fuses are generally used, whereas the AC fuses are further classified into the high voltage fuses and low voltage fuses. Whereas the low voltage fuses are less than 1500 volts, that is less than 1K. Whereas a high voltage is more than 1500 volts to nearly up to 138 kV. That is a 132 to 132 kV. We can use the fuses. Now, the high voltage fuses are further classified into the cartridge type high voltage charge fuses, high rupture capacitive fuses, and a liquid type high voltage high rupture capacitive fuses, and another is the expulsion type HV fuses. This expulsion pin will provided inside the fuse element. So that is known as the expulsion type HV fuses. Here the liquid type fuses are the, here this media which is going to quench the arc is the liquid carbon tetrachloride, generally used in liquid type of fuses. Where the cartridge fuses are, the media is a POP, plaster of Paris, a chalk powder, and sometimes we can use this thing. Now, next. Types of fuses. The LV type fuses are revariable fuses and cartridge type fuses and dropout fuses and striker fuses and switch fuses. So here revariable fuses already we have seen, cartridge fuse already we have seen, dropout fuse already we have seen, striker fuse already we have seen, switch fuses already we have seen in previous class. Now cartridge fuses are further classified in the D-type cartridge fuse and link type fuses. That is based on the when we are going to place the fuse on a circuit. That is depend upon the whether it is a D-type or link type. The further link also further class with the whether you are going to place it with the help of the bolt and nut, or we can use a knife blade by inserting the blade. So that is one example. Now already we have seen the LV type fuses. Now let us see the high voltage fuses. Now what do you mean by the high voltage fuses? Definition. High voltage fuses are generally used in power systems and are typically rated for voltages above 1500 volts to 138 kV voltage. High voltage fuses are used to protect transformers, either small power transformers or instrument transformers, where circuit breaker might not guarantee the protection. So it is a backup protection. Shekhar, Shekhar, నేను పంపిస్తలేరా ఇప్పుడే పంపిస్తాయి క్లాస్ దీంట్లో పిలిచుకోదు సర్లే సార్ ఇది చేస్తలే కానీ శేఖర్ ఇది చేస్తానని చెప్పి ఇంకా చేసి నీకు ఫోన్ చేస్తా సరేనా Now, high voltage fuses are used to protect the transformers, either small power transformers or instrument transformers, where circuit breakers might not guarantee the protection. That is means the backup protection. If circuit breaker fails, then automatically so we are going to protect the costly equipment in our power system with the help of the fuse elements. Okay, so we can see that later. Next, the main problem of the high voltage fuses is the corona. So what do you mean by the corona? Already we know the corona is nothing but whenever the voltage, the high voltage lines, current is passing through this one, the air surrounding the conductor will ionized itself and it appears as a blue color, violet color, and it gives a sound of hissing sound. That is known as the corona in our electrical system. So we will learn later corona. Corona means corona will appear whenever the high voltage in a systems. So this is the one problem. So we are going to nullify this corona effect in case of the high voltage fuses. So that purpose we require a special design is required. So therefore the high voltage fuses have the special design. They are mainly classified into the three types. High voltage fuses are classified based on Kadich type, high voltage HRG fuses, liquid type HV fuses, and expulsion type fuses. Let us see one first Kadich fuse. Now, so already you have seen the HRG fuse in LT fuses, low voltage fuses. So already you have drawn this also in your drawing sheet. Now what it contains? It contains a one glass or porcelain Kadich fuse, the insulating material. It is at both ends there is a the brass end plates is fitted to this one, and inside there is a the outer element, this element in between there is a fuse element generally used. This fuse element is a silver material. Now here is a fuse link contacts here whether it's going the D shape or link type. So this is the inside, and inside filling powder is filled inside this one. Okay, స్టూడెంట్స్ ఇంకా 10 minutes ఉంది. ఒకవేళ అయితే నేను వీడియో ప్లే చేస్తానండి. Now you can see this is a HRG fuse. Already you have seen. So whether it's the here the fuse elements are this one fuse element, this is the another fuse element, so made up of the silver material. So this is a diagrammatically, this is a physically. So you can see that this is a porcelain material. So this is a the fuse link contacts. Inside there is a powder form is provided. Now another is this LV fuses. Already you have seen. Are coming to the HV type fuses. So physical construction is different here only. So you can see that this is a tube at both side end caps. Inside this is a porcelain material, and inside is a powder is filled, but there is a two resistive materials sometimes used, or one or two materials. One is a high resistance element, another is the low resistance metals. Fuse elements are generally used. One is mainly to reduce the corona effect. How we are going to reduce the corona effect, we will see later. Now, next we are going to the cartridge type of HV fuses. Here, this is the high voltage fuses where it has two elements. This is a one type of the element. This is the other type of the element. These both are connected in parallel. Sometimes we are going to use one is the inner side, another is the overlap on the some asbestos materials. Inside this powder is filled ceramic body and fuse element, a quartz powder, a plaster Paris, chalk powder, and different types of some filling materials. The construction of the fuse element is similar to the low voltage fuses, and some special design features are incorporated as we already seen. Now, in this type of the fuse element is wound in a shape of the ring or helix form for removing the corona effect. So, it is made of the ring shape or helix. And in some of the HRG fuses, the two fuse elements are used. One has a low R ohms, and another is a high resistance ohms. The fuse elements are connected in parallel to each other. The one element is used for the flow of normal current, and another is used for the overload current or short circuit current, because both are connected in parallel. So both elements are one having the high resistance, one having the low resistance. The fuse element for heavy current is made up of tungsten metal. What do you mean the tungsten? So generally we use the filament in a incandescent lamp. That is a tungsten filament. Same high resistance material used as a one of the element in the high voltage fuses. This generally used for the short circuit current limit purpose, and because of the high resistance property. The HRC fuse element carries the short circuit current or fault current for a specific interval of time. So only small amount of the time it will operate. Next, and if the fault removes in that specific period, then the fuse element remains safe and it does not melt or breaks. What do you mean this one? If the fault removes in the specified period, if the fault occurred some fraction of seconds, then it recovered. Then no need of the replacement of the fuse element. If the fault persists for a given time, then we have to replace this fuse. This is one advantages. Whereas in KitKat fuses, whenever the fault occur, instantaneously the fuse will blow. But here, some time lag is provided to mal-operation of the fuse. Now you can see the physical inside of the high voltage fuse. So you can say, so this is a one high voltage fuse, and the fuse element is kept inside the airtight container. The HRC fuse has a inverse time characteristics. That means whenever the short circuit current is a very high, the operation of the fuse element is a very quick operation. That's the time of operation, and current is inversely proportional. If the magnitude of the fault current is high, then the rupturing time is low. For low magnitude of the fault current, the rupturing time is high. That is the meaning. When the fuse current passes through the fuse element melts, then automatically breaks. The enclosure in which the fuse element is placed is filled with a chemical powder. What is the chemical powder? Generally, asbestos, chalk powder, already we have seen. Now, due to the high voltage of melted fuse element, it absorbed by the surrounding the filling material. Then the filling material, solid material, convert to the vapor. It is a gaseous form. The vapor fuse element and the powder together form a high resistive substance which extinguishes the arc itself. So when the arc appears, this vapor and the powder becomes a high resistance path and it will all not allow the current, and automatically the whatever the arc is raised, that can be suppressed easily by creating the high resistance path between the two elements. Now you can see this LV high rupture capacitive fuse and a high voltage HRG fuse. So what is the difference in physical size also? You can see it. Now if it is opened, the four cylinder material is removed. What is inside? You can see it. Here carriage type HV HRG fuse. So here you can see that this is a silver material. It is the round shape. So from this to the silver, this end, and inside there is another fuse also, that is made of the tungsten filament. This is a silver material. Now this is a 7.2 kV high voltage HRG fuse, generally used to limit the current, whether it's a 31.5 amperes or 40 amperes and 50 amperes based on the rating of this one. So this is a fuse element. This is a holders. We are going to place this one. This is an extra fuse. And this is another fuse where is the current rating is more. Here you can see the number of parallel paths. So this also open whenever the current passing more than the predefined values. Now coming to the another category of the fuses is the liquid type of the HRG fuses. Now carriage type fuses, what we have seen, carriage type fuses is nothing but it has some fusing element, high resistive material, low resistive material. High resistive material can be used for the short circuit current purpose, and low resistive resistor can be used for the normal load current. Whenever the fault occurs, the heat is developed inside the airtight container, and the heat is absorbed by the filling material. The filling material converted to the vapor form. That vapor and filling material both becomes create the high resistance between the two opened material, and the automatically arc will quench. This is a basic principle operation of a high voltage HRG fuse. Now coming to the liquid type HRG fuses. You can see here, this is a liquid type HRG fuse. If you diagrammatically, if you are seeing, if you seen, this is a one thing. This is a phosphorus branch, one spring, and this is a material. You can see clarity. You can see this is a one. Just like this, inside is a liquid carbon tetrachloride filled with one. This is arrangements. Now, what is this one? What is this one? So these fuses are filled with the carbon tetrachloride and have the widest range of application to high voltage system. They may be used for circuits up to about 100 amperes rated current on a system up to 132 kV. That is a high voltage EHT substations up to 132 kV and a current rating of 100 amperes, and may have the breaking capacity of nearly 6,100 amperes. It consists of a glass tube, already you have seen, filled with a carbon tetrachloride solution and sealed at both ends with a brass caps. The fuse wire is sealed at one end of the tube, and the other end of the wire is held by a strong phosphorus branch.